Hi, second graders. Happy Monday. Today for reading, we are going to be identifying character traits by noticing what characters say and what characters do. Character traits is something that we have already learned this year in second grade, but we are going to take some time this week to review them. So, a quick reminder, a character trait is a word or words that we use to describe characters. Here on the screen right now is a word bank of some character traits that we have already learned and come up with together. Some examples are brave, selfish, shy, kind, bossy, mean, honest. Those are just a few examples of words that we can use to describe a character. When we're describing characters, we need to think about them as a personality trait, what the character is like on the inside. We do that by paying attention to what the characters say and what the characters do. We notice their actions. I'm going to show you an example of this using the words honest, greedy, and brave. These are three character traits that we have learned about. We are going to listen to an example and we are going to decide what character trait the character is acting like. Okay, so for our example, Miss Z didn't jump in the pool right away because it looked deep. At first, she said, "I'm nervous." Her family cheered her on. She thought to herself, "I can do this." She took a deep breath, closed her eyes, and finally jumped in the pool. She wasn't nervous anymore. In order to figure out what this character trait is for Miss Z, we need to really pay attention to what Miss Z says and what Miss Z does. I'm going to read it again and really notice these two things to determine which character trait I can use to describe Miss Z. I'm going to read it again. Miss Z didn't jump in the pool right away because it looked deep. At first, she said, "I'm nervous." Her family cheered her on. She thought to herself, "I can do this." She took a deep breath, closed her eyes, and finally jumped in the pool. She wasn't nervous anymore. Something I noticed, second graders, that Miss Z said was at first she said, "I'm nervous." After, she said, "I can do this." This is very important because I'm noticing two things that she said in this story. We also need to pay attention to what the character does. Miss Z, she took a deep breath, closed her eyes, and jumped in the pool. I noticed that Miss Z said and did many things. This is going to help me come up with a character trait to describe Miss Z. Noticing that she said, "I can do this," and that even though she was really scared at the beginning, she jumped in the pool anyways. I'm looking at our three words that we have. We have honest, brave, and greedy. I'm going to use the word brave. Miss Z is very brave. When we are giving out character traits, we need to describe how we know that. That means using clues from the text, giving evidence. A character trait to describe Miss Z is brave because she was nervous at first. But she closed her eyes, told herself she could do it, and then she jumped in the pool, even though she was scared. That's something that describes Ms. Z. Ms. Z is brave. Let's take a look at another example, still using those three words, honest, brave, and greedy. I want to see if you can try and figure this one out.